Two more, no, three more games.
Three more.
Saints at, what's that?
Three more.
Three more, yeah. Saints at Packers. Packers by 14.5. It's Monday Night Football, Christmas Eve game, December 23rd night. 14.5. Thoughts on this game, Sam?
Are we back to Spencer Rattler at quarterback after the Jake Hayner experiment was failed?
I would assume so. Haven't gotten a report here. Green Bay clinches a playoff berth with a win or a tie. Also some other scenarios as well, but winning, you're in to the playoffs for Green Bay here.
Yeah, I very much poo-pooed the idea of Toyotathon Jordan Love the other week. I don't know if I'm quite buying into that yet, but he certainly has ticked up the last couple of weeks and it's starting to look very much more like Jordan Love from late last year than he was. Like I think it might not quite coincide with Toyotathon, but certainly now it's starting to look like he's there.
I mean, next year, fast forward to next year at this time, Thanksgiving hits. I'm going to say, hey, Jordan Love, this is when he starts to get hot. Thanksgiving. It's just easy analysis.
I mean, 3 straight games with 0 turnover-worthy plays. Like, that's significant.
Yeah.
I mean, those are 3 of the 4 games he's had this year without a turnover-worthy play. 3 of them have come in the last 3 games.
And I think he just has an interesting game, Sam. I think he'll still miss, he missed a wide-open crosser the other day. He'll miss some throws. He'll just be off every now and again, but he still has the special in him. We've seen some of those the last couple of weeks, good touch down the field. And I think overall they have relied on him less this year to carry the team. And it's been more of a Josh Jacobs run first attack. But I just think Green Bay has multiple ways to win. I like that. Peaking at the right time once again this year, just like they did last year. Every year we say, hey, does that matter? Does momentum or how well you're playing matter going into the playoffs? Historically, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Last year it really did. The Eagles looked like the worst team in the league, and they played like that in the playoffs. The Packers were a top 4 team in the league. They kind of took it to the Cowboys and almost beat the Niners on the way to the NFC Championship. So they're peaking at the right time again, and that's why it's 14.5 here against the Saints.
I mean, look, last week was incredibly impressive. They went into Seattle, destroyed them, looked like a much better team. The week before that, they took it to the Lions, and, it was a really close game against the team that was at the time and still is, right? Are they still in the number 1 seed currently, albeit tied now? They've shown that they're at that kind of level. Like, everyone's been putting the Lions and the Eagles on this collision course for the NFC Championship game. All of a sudden, Minnesota is still alive for that 1 seed, and Green Bay, even though they're third in their own division, look like they can go toe-to-toe with any of those teams. So I think this is legit. Like, Green Bay, again, looks like they are peaking for the perfect time of the season and looking like one of the most formidable teams in the NFL.
They're currently the number 6 seed in the NFC, according to this. Still a lot to play for, obviously. Playing extremely well. Got to highlight Edan Cooper, who was awesome as a rookie linebacker, ready for him to take on more of a role. He's an explosive blitzer, made a couple plays in coverage last week. I think Cooper also just continues to sum up what the Packers do, replenishing with young players on both sides of the ball. And they've done a fantastic job of that these last couple of years.
Are Green Bay, there's no scenario where they can get the 1 seed, right? They're mathematically out of that.
I mean,
because technically they're only 2 games back, but surely there's no possible, because Green Bay, no, they can't, because the Vikings and the Lions have to play each other. So,
yeah, it would involve something absolutely insane.
I don't think they can, because they're 2 games back, but one of those teams has to get a win.
But they could get the division. No, they wouldn't be able to.
They can't get so they can't.
You can't even get any of it
because they're 2.5 games back essentially with 2 games left to play.
Yeah. There might be a point where they're just locked in and resting people, right?
I mean, they're kind of locked in now, right? Didn't they? They're almost certain.
No, but I mean, like the seed is completely locked in too, and there's no change.
Yeah.
Because they could overtake
the 5 seed
Minnesota for the 5 probably. Right.
Yeah, but they're very close, I think, to having nothing to play for at all.
Yeah. So, anyway, Christmas Eve. Anything else you want to add in this game before we make a pick?
Not really. I mean, there's a 14.5-point spread for a reason. I think the Saints offense certainly has more danger and dynamism to it with Spencer Rattler at quarterback, even if he's also shown the capacity to play very rookie-like football. whereas Green Bay looks like they're peaking at the right time on both sides of the ball. You would think that they have way too much for the Saints, and then maybe Spencer Rattler can make a few plays and keep it closer than that. But this should be a
MVS revenge game.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at here.
All right.
All right, make some picks.
14 Green Bay are covering more than 2 touchdowns.
I think I'm taking New Orleans just because it's so many points, and I don't think they're not like a train wreck of a team. So I'll take the Saints to cover the 14.5 on the road. Harry's going to take Green Bay here.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.